Täällä ollaan Tukholman Areenanissa, eli voisiko sanoa Hammerfallin kotiareenalla. Ja hirveän säätämisen jälkeen löytyy tämän näköinen kaveri, eli Oscar from Hammerfall. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
So you're playing gig here tonight for I think 1,500 people. The place is sold out. How do you feel?
Yes, actually it's 2,200, but it's it feels amazing. This is the third gig on the tour, and the first one was in Gothenburg. There was even more people there, and I really have a hard time understanding that it's going so well right now in Sweden. But it's great, you know, you can't be mad at something like this.
Well, it seems like you are the biggest metal band in Sweden right now, because your album, I heard it went straight to number one. Is it true?
Yeah, that's right. That was really, I mean, unexpected. But what was even more unexpected, I think, was that the album stayed in the top 10 for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And that means, you know, it sells continuously instead of just 1 week and then out.
You have heard your own album for a few months now, so how does it feel to listen to it?
Like pretty much like with the other albums. Right after the production of the album, I usually don't want to hear it for a little while because it's so intense when we're working on it. But if you like give me 4 weeks or something without anything from it, and then I can listen to it a lot if I want to. You know, I usually like my family wants to hear everything right away. You know, my brother is really, you know, he thinks this is very funny or cool what I'm doing now. So I have to play it for a lot of people, but I don't mind. You know, this is something we work really hard on and something we're very proud of. So I like listening to it, but I don't put it on at home myself though.
Well, your band kind of, well, it started as some kind of project, and you have had a really lot of members. Why you have so much lineups? Don't you come along with each other? Or?
No, it's nothing to do with that at all. Actually, nobody in this band has left the band because of bad blood within the band. The thing was, like you said, it was a project more or less from the beginning. I had an idea. I wanted to play heavy metal with friends who really liked the music, so I knew some of my friends still did, even though this was in '93 and it was a really hard time for metal then. But I knew who they were and what they wanted to do, and they wanted to play for fun only. And you know, we did this for like 3 years, and gradually people came and went because it was just a project and it took a little bit more time than they wanted. So they said, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. So we got somebody else.
Back to this Renegade album, I heard that you recorded in Nashville. Is this true?
Yep.
Why there?
Because the producer we wanted to work with was Michael Wagner.
Yeah.
He lived there and he had a studio there. That's the only reason. If he would have lived here, this is where we recorded. You know, it doesn't really matter where it is. We wanted to do this with him, and it was the easiest way for us to go over there and stay there for 2 months almost, rather than having him come over here, because then he doesn't know the equipment and, you know, stuff like that. So we thought this was the best, and I personally think this was the best thing we could have ever done, actually, because the result is, I'm really satisfied with the result, and the process of recording was really comfortable for everybody involved. The point is to make the most of life and the situation as it is, and that's what we're trying to do now. That's why we have this big show on stage and all that, because this is when we can do it. You never know, next tour we'll be back play. The funny thing is that down here, this is where we played with Udo last year. In 99 actually. Yeah, and now it's used as a breakfast room or something, which is, you know, you kind of get puts things in perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But next time we could be back here. You know, you never know. You could just go after a while. So just enjoy the moment. We've devised a pretty big show. Like I said, this is when we can do it, and this is. We can have. I mean, we can have a show anywhere, but the stages have to be pretty big if we want to use all the stuff.
What is the weirdest thing that has ever happened to you on tour, or craziest thing?
It's a really hard question.
I know.
I think no. The thing is, we don't have that many stories. There are, of course, stories. Probably the worst one, the most Spinal Tap-ish one, is when we forgot our drummer.
What?
At a gas station. That has actually happened. I think this was around 5 o'clock in the morning, everybody, or half of the bus had gone to bed, half of the bus had gone out to eat at a place. We stopped at a gas station somewhere on the road, and Patrick, which was the drummer we had at the time, he said to the driver, "I'm gonna go and get myself a chocolate bar, then I'm going to bed." And for some reason, he was not on the bus when everybody else got on the bus. So the funny thing also was that Patrick, being the guy he is, he didn't have any phone numbers at all. He didn't even have a phone, or I think he had some money, which was lucky, because otherwise he would have been stuck there. 'Cause he called his mother in Sweden, who called the record company in Germany, who called the record company in America, and they notified them that Patrick was on the loose somewhere. So at 11 o'clock or 11:30, Chris woke up and had like 80 messages on his phone from some girl at Nucleus America saying, "You left Patrick there and there. What the fuck are you doing?" So eventually, she put Patrick on a plane. Luckily, she lived in New York, so it was not too far away from New Jersey. Put him on a plane to Columbus. We picked him up at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, and he was back. He was really mad. But but I think it was basically his own fault, and maybe the drivers or whatever, and Chris somebody had. But you gotta be on the bus. That's just the way it is.
Thank you, Oscar. This was really nice, and I really wish you a great show tonight.
Thanks a lot. I hope you have fun as well, because I know we will.
All right. Thank you.